801 Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us a it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
All right, welcome to the 4A State Soccer Tournament here on Semifinal Saturday on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. When orthopedic injuries happen, get expert care now. At UAMS Health Ortho Now, they provide fast, convenient care for all of your orthopedic needs, from sports injuries to joint pain and beyond. No appointment needed. Walk in for immediate care, get on-site x-rays, and see the best in orthopedic care, all in one place. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. Don't wait in pain. Walk in today. For more information, call 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674. And we are live here from Charlie George Stadium on the campus of Robinson High School for our second ladies semifinal matchup. I'm Steve Henson, joined by Sam Stewart. And Sam, we have been treated in the first two matches. Golden goal in our last one as the Senators punched their ticket to Conway. And then in our first girls match of the day, penalty kicks decided it, sending Brooklyn to UCA in the state title game. And now we get to see who will be matching up with Brooklyn next week. But boy, what a treat we've had.
Absolutely. And it was Brooklyn that scored that free kick. Actually, we've had two overtime golden goal free kicks, both in the girls match and the men's match. So this has been quite an entertaining evening for soccer, I'll tell you what. And I'm excited for this one. Robinson against Episcopal. Robinson, again, with a 1 seed for the women's bracket as well as the men's. And they're looking to punch their ticket to a state final in Conway to join the guys' team. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for it.
Oh, boy, a little bit of commentator, some advice if you are a commentator. Do not drink a Coca-Cola right before you start to try to talk. I just struggled through that open, doing everything I could not to just let out the most ridiculous burp in the world. So you guys are welcome.
You need to know that 100%.
Man. All right. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Again, Robinson trying to hold serve at home and take advantage of this home field advantage here at Charlie George Stadium. While the 4 seed, the Episcopal Lady Wildcats, they knocked off Magnolia yesterday. Magnolia had knocked off the number 1 seed previous to that. And so now this is the Episcopal team trying to do the same thing to the Senators here on their home field. And it's going to be a tough road for Episcopal to make it happen, but should be an exciting matchup here between the Lady Senators and the Lady Wildcats. Once again, I hope you guys have enjoyed our coverage here from the 4A State Soccer Tournament. 3 locations and a whole lot of fun has been had here over the last few days, and this all culminates next week in Conway for the state championship matchups. Right now we have half of that set on both the boys and girls side, with Brooklyn advancing in girls action earlier this morning. And we are underway, foot on ball, and here we go as Episcopal controls.
Yeah, once again, you want to start out really quickly if you're either side to really make a statement here. And Robinson already getting a quarter kick here pretty early. You check out in the stands, it's looking pretty even now. On fan-wise, you got Episcopal on the right and Robinson on the left. And jerseys, Robinson in gold and black, Episcopal white and green.
Definitely filling in. You can hear the sounds of our folks out in the stands out in front of us under our press box, and a large group of folks here. And look, I even see our friends from, I believe that's Channel 416 down there, getting some footage on the track in front of us. So
it's Lauren Chapman to take. Just get a cross in, plays it back out to Lauren. Shot to the face, and it's going to be kicked out for a throw.
Yeah, you mentioned that about the shot to the face. I was joking yesterday. I said, if there's one reason outside of the fact that I'm completely out of shape and would not want to run 120 yards all day, but the other thing that would keep me from wanting to play soccer is if I got hit in the face with that ball over and over, I just wouldn't be a happy person.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's not a fun experience. I'll tell you what. If you're not intentionally trying to head the ball, it's going to leave a mark. There's a through ball in.
Oh, opportunity.
Takes a shot out.
Just wide. I like it, though, out of the Lady Senators, as aggressive already, trying to control the pitch out there. And so on the offensive quickly here. So.
Shot by number 24, Lauren Chapman. Getting really quick off the ball and making those runs. I think that's going to be really important for the Senators here. Just looking for those open spaces and passes.
We saw Episcopal yesterday against Magnolia in a match that was seemingly kind of a slow starting, slow fill them out type process. And then at about the 16-minute mark, Episcopal hit 3 goals in a minute time. It was impressive.
There's Chapman again. Oh, just cleared out. Covered by number 3, Sophia Hunt.
By the way, if we have any Senator fans obviously watching with us, I'm going to do my best as well to kind of keep you up to date with what's going on down in Monticello as your Senator baseball team. Coach Delaney and his crew should be first pitch here pretty soon. Doesn't look like it's started just yet, but trying to keep an eye on that one for you as well.
Looked to be offside there by the Senators. Just hunting in on the ball.
Does this one clear away out? So the Senators with the throw in here. Our final two matches of the day. We'll know the state championship matchup once this one's over with, as Brooklyn awaits the winner.
Trying to keep it inside, and she does, looking for that cross. On the end of it, number 9, Claire Chapman, trying to get this good shot by Hunt.
You look at how these two squads got here. Robinson averaging 6 goals a match here through their first two matchups. 6-1 victory over Gentry and a 6-0 victory over Warren.
Yeah, no shortage of lethal threats on the offensive end for Robinson here. We should be seeing a lot more of what they can do against Episcopal here.
And Episcopal on the other side, they've been a bit of a giant killer here so far. They knocked off the 1 seed Dardanelle 2-1 back in the first round, and then yesterday knocked off Star City 4-1 in a match. A Star City squad, number 2 seed in this tournament, and you know, Star City came in and really got really frustrated throughout that match. In a match that it ended up being called early with about 4 or 5 minutes left. Opportunity here for the Senators.
Sneak it in that near post, and it's a good save.
Yesterday, a lot of contention at the end of that Star City Episcopal matchup as Star City just got frustrated, unable to get any goals. And it was a 4-1 match there late, and multiple red cards issued there late, and the officials had enough, called the game with about 4 minutes to go. Episcopal advances to today. Corner kick on its way.
Cross in, and that's going to be in.
Yes. The Senators pick right up where they've been all tournament long. 6 goals. Now their first goal here in this one.
Yeah, right place at the right time from that cross from Chapman. And the Senators just head it home. Wide open in the back post. No one really covering. And going to celebrate with the goalie over there. There should be, looks like, possibly number 6, Peyton Barrow.
Once again, Senators have not trailed at any point in this tournament.
Yeah, just a little over 5 minutes in, 1-0 Senators. Hunt controls, looking to play out.
As Robinson comes into this one, 16-1-1 on the season. An impressive year out of the Lady Senators. They've matched up with this Episcopal squad, obviously 2 other times, being conference mates. Neither one close. 5-0 victory in the first matchup, and then a 4-0 victory in the second matchup. So, you know, Episcopal wants more than anything here to figure out a way to slow down this Senator squad. And so far, already early on, I'm struggling with that with a 1-0 lead already for the Lady Senators.
Yeah, the last thing you want is Robinson to go on a run here and just absolutely tear through this defense. So Episcopal has to find a way to really strengthen up the defense and find ways to stop those lethal threats up forward.
I think the crazy thing is, as I go through the schedule for this Lady Senator team, back on March 3rd, they gave up 4 goals to Mount St. Mary's, a 4-0 setback. Since that point, they have given up 4 goals all season. 4 goals is all this Senator team has given up. And one of those against Gentry was basically in garbage time, as they say, in a 6-1 victory. And so 7-1 victory over Southside. You look at some of the teams they beat here. They beat Dardanelle, the Sand Lizards, 7-0. Knocked off Morrilton 9-0. Heber 6-0. I mean, just some impressive scores.
Good ball in. Yeah, I think this proves a lot about this team and shows that they're just as good as defense as they are on offense. This is an all-around complete team. I know the Senators looking with an early lead to punch their ticket to a state final where they'll play Brooklyn. The game is not over yet. Episcopal looking to equalize with this ball forward.
Yeah, and you think about it, last year, such a devastating finish for this Lady Senator squad. It's similar in terms of the way things went as this one will be chased down by the Senators. But, you know, last year when you look at the tournament, they beat Stuttgart to open 6-0. They knocked off Prairie Grove 4-0, but then they ran up against the buzzsaw that was Shiloh Christian in a heartbreaking loss 2-0. As then Clarksville Harding Academy went on to win the state title last year. And so now revenge maybe on the minds of these Lady Senators, not so much against revenge against Episcopal, but just basically revenge against the entire 4A.
That's exactly right.
They wanted this, and I know Coach Escola wanted it, and now he's got his squad set up and ready for it. And you know, we know Coach Escola, no stranger to state championships. He's done it on the football side of things with his Senators. 4A state title a few years ago before moving up to 5A, and very competitive across 5A. Just kind of ran up against a buzzsaw called Parkview there for a couple of years.
Indeed. A lot of talent in that area. But I completely agree that Robinson is looking for some revenge here. They want to go and win it, not just for their school, but for their families. You know, they're looking. And right now, what I've seen so far in this tournament, Robinson all around has been the better team. And so let's see if they can continue that momentum. That's a great tackle by Peyton Barrow, the goal scorer, just about 5 minutes earlier.
That one will make its way out. I'll tell you, if the Lady Senators can advance, and then Coach Delaney and his baseball team can advance today, too. There's going to be a lot of black and gold in Conway next weekend, as there'll be a lot of Senators making the trip.
Indeed. It would be a fantastic weekend for Robinson if they can pull through on this. It's good control here and a great pass, but it's just going to be offsides.
Oh.
It's a great run by number 27, Audrey Stover, the freshman, trying to find the back of the net.
I don't know if they're dealing with delays down in Monticello right now, but still no start, at least as far as I can tell, to the Senator baseball game. So there have been some eye-opening results across. Oh, gosh.
Hits the back of Hunt's head, unfortunately. Barrow not anticipating it, but it's going to go out for an Episcopal throw.
Yeah, some eye-opening results, though, across the state. And you know, we talked about the lower seeds taking advantage and picking up big victories. But, you know, one of the most eye-opening scores I've seen so far, Fayetteville knocks off Conway in baseball action 11-0. Conway, a team that had really been running through some squads. We saw them here at the Robinson Invitational a few months ago over spring break, and got to call my first ever walk-off home run thanks to those Wampus Cats at 12:01 a.m. after a day of being at the ballpark since 7 a.m.
Quite the long day, huh, Steve?
Something else. I'd never been happier to see a baseball disappear into the night sky. Because then we had to turn around and be right back here at 7 a.m. the next morning. It was a rough 3-day stretch.
Gosh, might as well sleep in your car at that point.
Thought about it a few times. I don't, but it still would have been worth it to stay
Drops here. The middle. It's a shot picked up by the keeper. Easy pickings.
Was that Mac Howell on that shot attempt, I believe, and maybe didn't get quite as much foot on it as she wanted.
Hunt looking to cover possession. That's going to be a foul on Hunt. Episcopal trying to catch the defense off guard, but Barrow really strong in the defense. Real powerhouse. Punch forward, but covered.
If you're Robinson, obviously you know everything you can about this Episcopal squad. You've beat them twice handily. It's hard to beat anybody twice, much less 3 times in a season's time. And what we know about Episcopal is that when they have the opportunity, they can score goals in a hurry. Saw it yesterday with 3 goals and just under right at a minute's time. I scored all 4 of their goals in the first half of that match, all within about an 8-minute stretch.
Yeah, if I'm Robinson here, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so continue to do what you've been doing all season long. Once again, what is it, 17-1 record for the Robinson?
Yeah, 16-1-1, I think.
16-1-1. So, yeah, Coach Escola just really harking the idea with the girls. Just keep doing what you're doing. Go at them. Be strong. Episcopal with a shot, wide right.
Yeah, 16-1-1 overall. And if they win here, they'll face a familiar opponent in Brooklyn, a team that's one of the few teams to actually score a goal on this Senator team.
They keep it close as well.
2-1.
Center of the throw. Now it looks like it's going to be a substitution for the Senators. As number 27, Audrey Stover, freshman, comes out. And she's replaced by number 1, Ava Cosgrove, the senior. And it's a beautiful ball forward for Episcopal. And that's going to trickle out for a goal kick. Settled nicely by number 9, Claire Chapman. Move forward, number 23, Yana Najan.
Intercepted there.
It's a good ball forward, but it's just caught offside. Once again, these runs, all about timing, all about being one with the midfielder, trying to just be connected, have great communication off the ball, and signal when you're ready to go. Because right now the midfield is extremely open.
I was going to say, you beat me to it there on the timing piece, but if you're Robinson, you got to like what you're seeing there, because if you could just get that timing right and they're not far off from it, they're going to have some great looks at the net.
Absolutely, and these forwards are really, really fast. It's easy to get behind.
Now the Wildcats find a little success here, but
it was a great run by Heidi Sanders for Episcopal, just really testing this Senator's back line. And it's intercepted. I believe it's number 1, Lily Butler, the sophomore.
knocked out.
Bit of collision there in the box. Ref doesn't seem to blow anything, and so it's going to be a Senators goal kick. And there's another goal kick.
You know, I know we were talking about wanting to maintain the unbiased broadcast, but I'm not going to lie, I kind of would have loved to have heard the reaction of JP after that golden goal there by the Senators in our previous matchup. So
We've heard similar back when Robinson played Clarksville.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, I would have loved to hear that from the crowd.
You could tell he had to come up here to our booth and try to cool off and maybe hydrate a little bit, get himself reset for this match. So
Exactly. He's cheering on this team as much as he was the boys team. Would love to see both Senators pull through. It does seem like a lot of the guys' team is still here cheering on the women's team.
you got to love that. Obviously, a lot of work together. They're out on this field and working together, getting to see each other put in all the work. So
Exactly. It's a
there
great
we go.
run
Look at
in.
the speed.
Great speed. Can she finish here? Keeper comes out just in time.
It's a great job by Episcopal to get back and just a little bit of physicality to knock her off her route and not allow a look at the net.
That's a great interception from Cleveland. It's going to be a foul. Number 6, Lauren Humiston, one of the captains, draws the foul. We're about halfway through first half.
It was a quick first half, it
Indeed.
feels like.
Ref looking to call for water break for these girls. Could get one more chance. It's going to be deflected out.
Let's see if we get the break call here.
He's going to let it play on.
Yeah, I'm just glad Avery knows who Iris is.
And there's the water break.
Sorry. Never mind. I'll say when we get done. All right, so water break time here with 19:48 to go in our first half. Lady Senators leading it 1-0, and a very quick moving first half. But we'll take the water break with them here at the 4A State Soccer Tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. We'll be right back with you here in just a couple minutes.
.801 Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us a it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
All right, welcome back to the 4A State Soccer Tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. Think about total joint replacement, you should think of the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UMS Health. This great facility has the best total joint surgeons in the state with Doctors Lowry Barnes, Jeff Stumbaugh, Ben Stronach, and Simon Mears. Why would you consider going anywhere else? People come to UMS Health from around the country to have their joints replaced, and you should too. Call 501-686-TOSH to schedule your appointment today. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now. All right. Well, Sam, we are ready for, I guess we could call it the second quarter since we're playing quarters, it
Pretty
seems.
much, Steve, yes.
And it's Senators leading this one 1-0. And so we'll see if Episcopal can respond here in our second 20 minutes of the half.
Absolutely, yeah. Robinson looking strong here. These first 20 minutes, really putting on the pressure. I've had multiple goal-scoring opportunities. Episcopal still looking for its first chance. But yeah, Episcopal really needs to change up some of their tactics, really start pressuring more, putting more emphasis on stringing passes together and moving the ball into the final third where they can have a shot on goal and really test the keeper. But so far, Robinson in control.
I'll take a quick peek at the Razorback Tennessee baseball game. And the moment I did, Tony Vitello crying on the sidelines, shockingly enough.
Big surprise, big surprise.
After a bulk call. Vitello very unhappy. We got to see Mr. Tony V here during the Robinson spring break. Well, we didn't really get to see him. He was incognito. But we knew he showed up because there were police everywhere. I was like, what are these guys?
It's a good block from Episcopal.
Non-uniform guys with guns on their hips doing here all of a sudden. Worked out for him, though. He's got a commitment from the big-time North Little Rock pitcher. 2-1, Tennessee leading the Hogs right now. That one kicked out. Yep, 2-2. Hogs tied up. Gonna be doing double,
Giving you live
double
coverage.
play-by-play.
State soccer and college baseball.
I'll tell you, if there one other place I would have loved to have been this weekend, it's Baum Walker Stadium. My goodness, the crowds have been incredible up there these last 3 days.
Gotta love Hog fans. It's a little bit wonky there from number 8.
That's right.
Mia Colclasher. If anyone is in the comments and you know her, would love to get a better understanding of the last name there. Colclasher?
I say it all the time. And please do not be afraid to correct us on the pronunciation of names, because I take pride in trying to get them right. I tell the story a lot. You know, in our first year, we had a young man by the name of Nico Davier who played for Maumelle, now playing out at UCLA, was at Arkansas, and transferred to UCLA. But Nico's a close friend. I love the kid to death, but I butchered his name for about an entire football season and about 3 basketball games before somebody finally came in and told me how to say it properly. And
Yeah, what were you saying before?
DeVilliers,
DeVilliers?
all kind. I mean, I gave him every name under the book, I swear, except for the right one, until somebody finally came and corrected me. So Episcopal a little more aggressive here since coming out of the water break.
Now Humiston keeping the ball close to the feet, trying to find an opportunity. It's just a little bit much. And number 28, Olivia Martin, goalkeeper.
Still got your water thing up.
Olivia Martin recovers.
I think he's just trying to to remind people to hydrate. That's all Will's doing there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, still first half. Second quarter.
A little tussle up, and it's going to hit the ref.
How about that? Razorback softball team down 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th, walked it off in the 8th.
Wow, very impressive from the Lady Razorbacks.
If you have not watched Briella swing a bat, you are missing out. That woman right there can hit a base or a softball. I'm sure she can play a baseball pretty well too.
Oh, it's a good ball through. Can she finish here?
Oh, between the legs of the keeper.
And she's going to get there first.
Senators 2-0 here after the keeper had it go between the legs. The Senators lead this one now 2-0.
And dabbing up there. Trying to figure out the goal scorer here.
Just looking at her hair's in the way.
It's the problem. You can never tell the numbers. All that hair.
Yeah, we were doing a basketball game earlier this year, and one of the girls on the other team that I can't remember who it was. I'm not sure it was a Maumelle game, but the girl had decided to stick her ponytail under her jersey, which was an interesting idea.
And it looks like goal scorer Mac Howell putting it in the net, beating the keeper to the ball, and really unfortunate for the Lady Wildcats. Now down 2-0, 15 minutes left to go. And if you know soccer, then being down 2-0 at halftime is about the worst thing possible. You have a lot of confidence going into the second half. You're not haughty. Still a lot of energy to be exerted. And the Senators in control.
Episcopal looks a little out of sorts right now.
Almost an illegal play there. You can't play it to the keeper with your feet, and the keeper can't pick it up when you do that. With the referee waving it off as unintentional. Down for Senators throw.
I do want to say Episcopal, one of my favorite campuses in this state. I love driving by it there on Cantrell downtown, and it's a neat campus and setting, sitting below the Arkansas State Capitol. And pretty cool little spot there.
Going out for a corner here. Lauren Chapman to take. She's actually a freshman here, and she's putting on quite a show here in the state semifinals.
A lot of freshmen on this squad, and
even in this tournament. Making big names for themselves. Cross comes in. I don't think it quite ever got out. Quite ever got in.
no, got right there on the corner. So Episcopal trying to find any answers they can here.
Clip down.
Now we got baseball.
Brooklyn Robinson.
Yep.
Baseball. All right. A little bit too long, and Episcopal has a chance here. She's going to get pace. Olivia Martin, senior, recovering.
And you see the difference just in speed alone for the Lady Senators here. Episcopal not able to get out in front there. Olivia Martin, that's an impressive athlete. I've got to watch a lot of her on the basketball side of things, and a young lady that is constantly working.
Robinson on the end of this chance. He's going to be poked away. I believe number 23, Eloise Moore.
Going to be knocked out. Not quite the first pitch yet there in Monticello between the Senators and the Bearcats. And this one knocked around, now fed into the middle.
Audrey Stover trying to work her magic, possibly find a pass or an angle. Now Hunt with the ball. Over to Cosgrove.
Uh-oh.
And now we have another chance here. Looks like Lauren Chapman, but once again, Moore with the tackle. She's been doing a really good job back there, doing her best to keep the Senators out of play.
Yeah, I really like Eloise Moore. She plays that position very well. That's twice now. It looked like the Senators had an opportunity, and she's been able to get back and defend it. She's an impressive player there for the Lady Wildcats.
Looks like we got a substitution. Ava Cosgrove goes out. Well, I believe Yana Nasian is coming in. Cross comes in.
Clock.
Another cross wide open. And they're going to call off sides here. Episcopal playing quickly.
That one knocked out. Just kind of booting it around here, trying to find some space for the Lady Senators.
Something. And Mac Howell opening up space, looking to take a shot. She takes it past. And it's a good stop by the keeper for Episcopal. Sophia Hunt coming down with it. And Chapman, nice move there from the freshman.
Chapman doing a good job shielding, trying to set herself up there. Nothing home.
Yeah, not a lot of pressure right now on the Senators. They can really just knock this back and forth, keep possession, keep control of the game. And they look very comfortable in this first half.
Definitely seems they've got Episcopal kind of on their heels right now, trying to figure out a way to flip the pitch here. And so far unable to. Some substitutions on for both squads here.
You know, if you're Episcopal here, what do you think the best option is and how to take over this game and gain control?
As Will said, score. But yeah, I mean, you've got to figure out a way. In my opinion, I'll use a football analogy here. You want to flip the field, and right now everything's being played in front of your net. Mm-hmm. And at some point, you've got to figure out a way to be able to go on the offensive and take the aggression back to the Senators. The problem is as good as this Senator squad is offensively, you potentially put yourself in some bad positions if you do that. And so right now they're just going to have to play on their heels and hope they can find a way to flip things back more into their favor.
Absolutely. Ball booted forward. There's more again, trying to clear it out.
And this is an Episcopal squad that has come in and, as I said earlier, kind of been giant killers. You know, knocked off the 1 seed to open things up, and then took out a 2 seed yesterday. And once again, another 4 seed, a team that they are familiar with. And you wonder how much is in their head coming into this, knowing that they've lost by a combined, 9 goals in the first 2 matchups with this Senator team. And already you find yourself down 2 goals. And so you gotta wonder just what their mentality is. And And if you're the Senators, I think you just got to continue to bring the pressure and really just try to wilt this, to wear this Wildcat squad down and make them continue to second guess whether or not they can even compete with you.
Absolutely. There's a missed pass by Claire Chapman over to her, I think it might be her sister, Lauren Chapman. Someone taking it on herself, and it's a good pass in.
Couldn't handle it.
A little bit too much spin on the pass and a little bit of deflection off the first touch. And Episcopal recovers. And Ava Cosgrove hits the ground hard. She's back up, limping just a little bit.
5 minutes left in our first half. It's been all Senators here in the first half of this one as they try to match their counterparts on the boys' side of things. As the Robinson Senators on the boys' side advanced to the state championship game in our match before this on a golden goal by William Tate in our first overtime. Much to the excitement of Will Watkins, who didn't want to see penalty kicks again, even though they're his favorite thing ever.
Cleared out right to Najeen.
Did they hit the granny? Nice. Hogs hit a grand slam.
Woo pig.
It went to commercial right when I turned it on. And they had the bases loaded, and they were changing pitchers. That one goes between the legs of the Lady Wildcat.
There's Chapman again. Been really, once again, really impressive. Just the speed and the ball control that Chapman has had on that wing, causing a lot of problems for the fullbacks of Episcopal. Chapman keeps it in play, hoping to find some support in the box, but it's going to be possibly out. But no, Chapman recovers, but no one's in the box.
Yeah, I think Chapman kind of fooled everybody, even her own teammates, thinking she was just going to let that ball roll out of bounds, and then no one went with her. Chapman looks exhausted over there, stretching. She worked hard there, and
Hands on the head. Yeah, she might be looking for a sub in these next. Well, she might be able to finish out the half. But yeah, if you're on the attacking half, yeah, and there's Chapman going out. If you're on the attacking half, then you have to show support within the box, not only in the box but also outside on the edge, to just give that support. And if there's no one in the box, then there's no chance you're going to score.
And it was a great opportunity too. When you think about, it seems to me from here as we continue to watch, Episcopal's just playing on their heels. They're not being aggressive, and it's almost like they're really just concerned about giving up that next goal instead of trying to be the aggressor. You're already down 2-0 at this point. You're going to have to start taking some chances. You're going to find yourself down, 4-5-0 by the time we get to the second half.
It's a missed kick.
Ooh.
This could be big for Episcopal. It's going to be recovered by, I believe, Haro.
I'd say if you're Episcopal, those are such situations you have to take advantage of. I'm not saying Episcopal has to play perfect in this match, but they're going to have to play pretty darn close to it to beat Robinson. And when you get a mistake out of the Lady Senators, you have to take advantage of it, and they just didn't.
Could have been a nice pass, played forward, but just didn't look up, didn't find feet. And now, once again, Episcopal on their heels. And there's a good interception once again. Another thing about this Robinson's team is persistent. When they lose the ball, and they are right back on it. As you can see here.
Oh.
It's going to be a foul. Number 5, Kyler Brzezowski. This Robinson team, the moment that they lose the ball, they're already on top of Episcopal, looking to get the ball and possession back and move forward.
Our final minute here of the half. Let's see, maybe a little cloud cover move in. That'll make some folks happy here for the final couple hours of play we've got with one more match after this. I just hope there's no rain associated with it. And if there is, there's no lightning associated with that rain, because that would be a problem.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Wheelback came out of his seat when I said that. Hey, baptism by fire, baby. Baptism by fire, right? That's what I tell my commentators. You're going to learn it one way or another. You're going to quit, one or the other.
15 seconds left in the half.
Uh-oh, Cinders.
And there's one more, possibly another chance. You got to get in the box and help support.
I'll set it up. 7 seconds, 6 seconds.
Can they get a shot off?
get
Just
a
boot
look.
it forward. And it's going wide.
Right off the side of the foot, and so that'll do it for our first half. A first half dominated by the Lady Senators as they lead this one 2-0 at the 4A State Soccer Tournament here on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. For Sam Stewart, I'm Steve Henson. We're going to take a break with him. We'll be back in about 10 minutes after the break.
.801 Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us a it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health. Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
.801 Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us a it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
(801) Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
(801) Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
(801) Cottage Drive, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. It is a beautiful hospital that I think was one of the big draws for me to actually start my practice here.
Right.
And if you're an art connoisseur, there's, I believe, over 100 pieces of art by local Arkansans. So it's just a beautiful building and a nice setting to have your care.
So give us it's on the campus of UAMS, right?
Right.
If you're thinking broadly. And the hours there, as you mentioned, are fantastic, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Saturdays too.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Now, thanks to UAMS Health, I am dancing through life.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
All right, welcome back to the 4A State Soccer Tournament here on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. I'm Steve Henson, joined by Sam Stewart, and we said it before this one started, but Sam, we've been treated to some treats here over our first 2.5 matches, and I have to imagine that the second half of this one will be just as good. And so far, man, it's been all Lady Senators, 2-0 lead right now, and as we said a lot in that first half, Episcopal seems to be just playing on their heels so far. It's been a struggle for them, and we'll see if they can somehow muster up some confidence here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Episcopal is going to need to really tell themselves that they can go out here and they can compete at the same level with these guys. Because as much as this is a physical game, it's also a mental game, all right? There has to be a lot of belief, not just on Robinson's side, but as well as Episcopal. Down 2-0 in a state semifinal game, what do you have to do to really put Robinson on their heels and make this a close game? So it's going to be interesting to see how the Lady Wildcats fare in the second half. Ref checking both sides, checking his watch. And this second half is about to be underway.
Still trying to, it doesn't look like they've quite got underway down in Monticello yet in baseball action for the Senators. So keeping an eye on that one for any of our Senator fans that are watching here on the Natural State Sports Network. But obviously we are the producers and owners of the Robinson Sports Network as well. So keeping an eye on that, as it could be the Senate could be called in Conway next weekend. Senate will be in session, as they say. Potentially, if all three of the Senator squads with a chance to make it to UCA next week. One has punched the ticket, one is halfway there, and the other is waiting for first pitch down in Monticello. So,
yeah, absolutely. It'd be such an incredible weekend to see all three teams make a state final over in Conway. We want to see how the Lady Senators fare up in the second half so they can get the job done.
And once again, much like we saw in the first half, Episcopal still on their heels, having to defend instead of being able to be the aggressor so far to start this second half.
Yeah, Coach Escola, I guarantee you what he told his girls is Guys, don't let up. A state semifinal game, something like this cannot be costly. And you can't be too haughty either, especially with a record like 16-1-1. You can never get too ahead of yourself. This is a state tournament. Anything can happen. And what we've seen from Episcopal is quite an underdog story. And here's Robinson here.
Yeah, taking out a 1 and a 2 seed to get to this point. Now another 1 seed in their way.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of heroics here from the Wildcats. Now let's see if they can pull off one more upset to book their ticket to the state finals.
Again, I know I mentioned it earlier, but we saw it. I saw it yesterday, and for anybody that watched Episcopal and Star City yesterday, this is an Episcopal bunch that once they get it going, they're hard to stop. And they scored those three of their 4 goals in a minute time, and then all 4 of those goals over an 8-minute stretch. So they can bundle them up in a hurry if you give them the chance. But it's a little different animal in this Lady Senator defense. But we'll see if Episcopal can get something going. We've got an injury here.
You're gonna have to stop the clock for this one. Looks to be number 12, possibly Sadie Janes.
Let's hope she's okay. Hard to tell here, but looks like she's clutching maybe at a left arm. Shielded
sure.
now, hard to tell.
But she's going to be replaced a little bit, a little while. Episcopal trying to get a throw in.
You got to believe, obviously, that the heat right now is becoming more of an issue.
Yeah,
88 degrees out there right now.
See some of the Wildcat fans a little frustrated with some of the calls, really passionate, trying to get their team back into this. But not going to be an easy task.
Now, already feels like 90 degrees out there right now, so nice warm day here at the base of Pinnacle Mountain, just over the trees there.
Episcopal looking for a through ball. And nothing comes of it. Senators regain possession. There's Chapman on the ball, looking to work her magic. And plays it simple. That's a great ball.
Oh, nice feed.
Unexpected. One more cross in. Chapman on the other end. Can she finish?
Oh.
That's a good save from Episcopal's keeper.
Yeah,
That was a magnificent ball from, I believe it was Najeen.
Yeah, an impressive job that time by the Lady Wildcats. Is you know just how prolific of a scoring offense this Lady Senator squad can be, and a good job there by Episcopal after a great feed to be able to get back defensively and not allow the Lady Senators to get a good foot on that shot attempt.
Senators trying to find space here. Now Chapman's waiting. She gets past another defender, shoots, and another good save from Episcopal's keeper. Really playing well in this second half.
Yeah, but I do still love what the Lady Senators are doing. They're continuing to put pressure on Episcopal, and eventually that pressure potentially can cause this Lady Wildcat team to start to wilt a little bit.
Especially in this heat, the more pressure that the Senators are going to put on these Lady Wildcats, just the more tired they're going to be, more fatigue. So once again, as we were talking about before at the start of the day, it's so important to stay hydrated, to stretch, eat good food before the game even.
Yeah, probably stay away from the burgers in the concession stand this time of day. Yeah.
And probably the Coke as well.
Yes, definitely stay away from the Cokes. That'll take you down in a hurry.
Indeed. Huge kick by Barrow.
So yeah, I felt that yesterday. I drank way too much soda yesterday out at Bauxite, and by the time I got home, I was hurting. I had to do a lot of rehydrating.
And an awkward kick here from the keeper, and it's going to go out about the 25-yard line. Throw for the Senators. A little bit more up than the keeper probably wanted. So Higgins to throw. Signaling Chapman to move in. Right now, not a lot of action from the midfield. Just really passing it back and forth from possession to possession. And Hunt over to Najeen. Trying to play that through ball, and it gets towards Chapman. We know she has the pace for it. Can she finish? And it's another great save from Episcopal's keeper. I'll tell you what, Steve, she's putting on a show the second half.
Yeah, she's keeping the Lady Wildcats in it as they've had multiple opportunities. A great job there by the keeper. And I do apologize. I do not. Oh, wait, here we go. Not sure if that is. I'm going to assume that's Scarlett Nelson back there, but if there's anybody in the comments that can correct us, we don't have the.
And it could also be Avery Phillips or LK Fryer, but whoever's in goal, excellent. And here's another through ball here for the Senators to put it away, and it's another save.
Wow.
I mean, this is incredible from Episcopal's keeper. That's 5 saves in a row.
Yeah, if there is anybody in our comments on the broadcast right now that can let us know who the keeper is for the Wildcats. Like I said, I'm assuming just based on, I'm just going off of their class because Nelson is a junior. The others that are listed here
Sophomores.
look to be sophomores. So,
and right now, just whoever Episcopal's keeper is, just keeping them alive and trying to give them just a lifeline. And looking like number 20, Stella Cochran, a senior captain, looking to take this kick. And it's going to be kicked out by Chapman.
just over 8 minutes into our second half. And again, the Senators continue to put the pressure on, but as we've said, this Lady Wildcat goalkeeper has done a phenomenal job. 3 straight big stops by her.
It's bouncing in the air, just looking to bring it down, and they do. Looking for a run here, but nothing from the Wildcats. You know, you really, if you want to go and win this game, then you got to go into the attack, into the third, make those runs, really test Robinson's defense.
And I do like right now what Episcopal's at least trying to do. They are trying to be the more aggressive and attack a little bit. And seeing a lot more play on their end right now. We'll see if they can continue that and maybe squeeze out a goal to gain a little confidence. At the very least, they need to get something. They need to make this Senator goalkeeper work a little bit. She's really only going to be sweating because she's moved back and forth a lot trying to keep herself moving. Other than that, she's not really been threatened at all. The Wildcats will throw this in.
There's just no one in the midfield. So Senators can't take control. It's another through ball. And just gets beyond Mac Howell. She fights to recover. Sophia Hunt on the ball. Looking for that midfield pass over to Chapman. And it's just too much for Howell.
I don't think our Episcopal fans were too happy there about the contact. Hear them down there starting to voice a little bit of displeasure.
Just about 10 minutes gone in this first half. Senators are still in control, but Episcopal's starting to fight back. Starting to make some great defensive stops, especially from their keeper. And Chapman looking to work her magic. Plays a pass. It's just going to be wide left.
Couldn't quite get that one. They say the old bend it like Beckham. She couldn't quite bend it around there. So
That's right.
my kids surprised me the other day. They know, the name Beckham amongst other soccer players. I was like, wow, I didn't even know you guys knew soccer that much. I go, no, it's Fortnite. I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. Just sometimes I hate the way kids learn these types of things.
Listen, I don't even know if my oldest is not a sports kid at all. He is tech kid, nerdy kid, proud nerdy kid. I'm not saying that to be mean. He loves the term to being
That's
nerd.
good.
Actually created a whole group at school, him and a whole bunch of buddies. They're the nerd crew. Matter of fact, he just wrote a book. I didn't even know my kid was writing a book. He's already had it published. And we bought the
Holy
copy
smokes.
of it. Yeah.
How old is he?
12. So him and a buddy wrote a book together, which was pretty cool. And so
We were talking about how just English
yeah.
isn't a great. He's already written a book by 12, Steve. We got to do better.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
That's going to go out for a corner kick.
But I don't even think he knew LeBron James was an athlete.
Oh,
He just
man.
was playing Fortnite. He's like, yeah, LeBron James. I'm like, what? You watching basketball now? No, Fortnite. I'm like, what? Good Lord.
I'm sorry, but that was just a little disappointing there. I'm not blaming you, Steve, but
I sort of kind of take somebody. Now, my 8-year-old, that's our sports kid. He knows it all and loves to play it all.
crosses in, just headed out. See if Hunt can recover. It's going to go out for throw for the Senators.
He was all excited. He technically hit a grand slam the other night, but didn't get to actually complete it because it was the inning run rule. So he wasn't able to actually score his run.
Gosh dang it!
But he's had a heck of a year so far in his second year of baseball. So
Good for him. That is great news. Future sports looking bright for Arkansas.
yeah,
Possibly a future Hog.
I was joking with Coach Delaney over here, and I told him he had 6 RBIs the other night, and Delaney said, "Oh, future senator." I said, "You know the NIL money's right." So.
Yep. High school looking to
Oh, please
take.
don't.
I really
Gosh,
hope
please
not.
don't.
It's a great through ball. Chapman is all alone. She can just place this in. And she does.
Goal! So Chapman, is that her second of the afternoon, I believe?
I believe that is her second. The freshman getting 2 goals, but I got a feeling the way she's been playing today, those aren't her first 2 of the season.
No, and you see just the athletic ability. I mean, she just finds her way behind the defense, and then just the speed and an easy goal. And
As good as the Episcopal's keeper's been in the second half, nothing you can do about that. Absolutely nothing. Senators take a 3-0 lead against the Wildcats.
I know there's a lot of time left, 26 minutes, but this is almost desperation must-have-it mode for the Lady Wildcats. Again, you got to look back at the results of the first 2 matches between these squads, and it's not even been close. And you start that doubt will start to creep into the minds of this Lady Wildcat squad if they do not figure out a way to get a goal here quickly.
Absolutely. This is, once again, more than just a physical game. This is a mental game. You have to be positive about it, and you have to give yourself encouragement, as well as the fans, to give them a second hope and a second lifeline of really just encouraging their team and building them up. But right now it's sounding a little bit quiet over in the Wildcats section. But it's great defense from Morgan. Once again, she has been absolutely amazing today. But it's just been quite unfortunate as the Senators have been just getting past their entire defense. But more proven her worth once again. That's a great 1-2 pass. Senators in again. And here's Chapman. Possibly go out for a corner. Possibly going for a hat trick today. I don't know, Steve. Unless Episcopal find a way to really shut down the Chapman girls, as well as Mac Howell. She might have a hat trick today.
It's Aloha season in Fayetteville as Mr. Aloy went deep, 7-2 Hogs.
Ooh, pig.
17.
I know my dad's happy about that.
pretty cool when you think about it. I mean, I've been around baseball my whole life, love the sport. And here's a corner kick. Still loose and a whistle.
Probably an offense on the keeper there.
But it's pretty neat to see the contributions that they're getting at Arkansas. You got Iredell, an Australian. You got a couple of guys out of Hawaii. And so pretty neat, the international flavor at Arkansas right now on the baseball side of things.
Mm-hmm. Anything to get you to win a College World Series and, get some sweet revenge from that 2018 World Series.
Oh, man, yeah.
But I'll leave it at that because it hurts too much. Anyway, Senators take control.
If only Sam Pittman and the football side of things could figure it out.
Right. Just help.
Former Senator going to be leaned on a lot on that offensive line and Marion Harris this season. So.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit of a crunching tackle. Ibarra, goal scorer. She is down.
Yeah, let's hope she's okay. They are asking for the trainers quickly here. Hard to tell what she hit when she went down, but she is down in a crumpled position at the 41.
A lot of these girls on the center side are really physical and really tough, especially in that defense with Barrow.
The other thing, too, Sam, is I look across the field there is, you look under the tent for Robinson, and it's a long bench. There's a lot of ladies over there. You look under the tent for Episcopal, and really about just half that tent is full. And so it's, obviously numbers are a little bit a different thing. And I was looking at some of the comments after the boys won, and I think one of the probably – maybe negative comments towards Robinson was, how in the world is Robinson a 4A school with the facilities they have and the numbers they have? And I know we're right there on that edge, obviously. Right. And it's just the way the numbers fall. And some schools are fortunate to have a few extras. And the thing is, too, when you start talking about soccer is a sport that, we talked about it earlier. It's gaining popularity at a rapid pace in the United States.
Absolutely.
Americans are really starting to embrace it more and more. And I think a lot of credit has to go to Coach Escola because it's not like, we're sitting there with one number away from being a 5 or a 6A school.
Right.
This is we're right there in the numbers of where they should be in 4A. But you have to give Coach Escola a ton of credit in his ability to go out and get these kids interested in wanting to play soccer. And I think it speaks volumes, obviously, to the success. Coach Escola has done so well on the football side of things as well as here on the soccer side of things. And I just think that it's a testament to how hard Coach Escola has worked to continue to build this soccer program.
Absolutely. If you want to go and win games, win championships, then you've got to recruit. And I think Escola has done that really, really well.
And let me clarify when you say you got to recruit. Let me clarify when you say the word recruit. It's recruiting your own kids within your own buildings.
Within your own buildings.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
exactly
about going
right.
down the street and recruiting. It's about getting out and talking to kids and finding and getting these kids interested in the sport of soccer. It's no different than a coach. I'll never forget. I go back to when I was in junior high at Bryant and. Coach Patton walks by when he was still there, and he walks up, and of course, I'm a little chunky as it is, but he come walking by and rubs my belly, and he's like, "Yep, a little soft there, aren't you, son?" And I was like, "Well, I guess I'm not gonna be playing football for you, sir." And so, and that was just out in the courtyard, out in the middle during lunchtime or whatever. And so, but I mean, the point is you want your coaches out there, getting to know these kids and recruiting the kids within your own walls. And again, Coach Escola has done a phenomenal job of that.
No, absolutely. Thank you for correcting me on that. That's what I meant, but
listen, man.
Thank you.
We get enough of it. And we've got an addition coming to the network soon that, they get blamed for it a lot. So I want to make it clear. We are not advocating for recruiting.
Or NIL.
Or NIL, none of that. But you do have to recruit your own people. Absolutely.
And you're right. I came from a small 3A school, and so for soccer, we hadn't been in a state tournament in maybe 10 years. And so me and my friend, my coach, we had to go out within our school, and we just had to recruit people. We were like, hey, you want to play? It's so much fun. And within a year or two, we were back in state competition. And so, Escola, hats off to you. You've done a great job recruiting within district, as well as other schools out there within this state tournament.
All right, so now back to action here after the injury stopped. Did we end up doing the water break during that as well?
Yes, we did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Just try and get over it with about 23 minutes left to play. And Episcopal trying to find a way through this wall of defense and a little bit miscommunication.
Oh.
Keeper was not coming out. She just had to kick it. If in doubt, kick it out.
Yeah, that was close to being disaster for the Senators. And again, that's another one of those moments where if you're Episcopal, you got to figure out a way to take advantage and see if they can do it off this corner kick.
Absolutely. And Moore coming in from the back line to give that extra height. But these lady centers are also pretty tall as well, and so they're able to get to the ball first. And there it is again, interception 33, Macy Bell.
Yeah, right on cue, as you were saying it, and they did exactly that. Were able to get out there and knock that one down. And again, the Wildcats, it's a struggle for them to get anything near the net without a gold jersey in front of them.
Episcopal's probably going to need a big throw here, and instead they just go quickly and throw it.
Just go right to the centers.
Mm-hmm. Hunt looking to switch the field over to Howell. It's going to be intercepted. 13, Caroline Davis taking over. The other senior, Hummiston, trying to get it crossed in. And just overpowered.
Some subs in here for the Senators.
Looks like Najeen coming in for number 1, Crosgrove. And then at number 0, McCrillis being taken out and replaced. Number 25, Maria Higgins.
Finally some baseball action in Monticello. And early on, mid-second, Brooklyn leads the Senators 1-0.
There's Episcopal in the run, just one more pass, but wait just a little bit too long. And the Senators reset, and they're back to, they lose the ball.
Oh, an opportunity. Good job there by the keeper to come out and get that.
Yeah, I can't let it go through the middle like that. Fortunately, goalkeeper number 20, Olivia Martin, doing what she does best. Chapman getting shoved off. And they're going to call a foul. Number 20, Stella Cochran.
There's a little stare down here between our official and the Episcopal coach for a moment as he's waiting to get the ball set.
I can't be too happy, but not a lot you can do about that. Now just a little under halfway through the second half. Senators looking to punch their ticket to a final.
Yeah, I think if you're Episcopal, you got to start playing this in like 5-minute increments. You got to figure out a way to get yourself into position. Find a way to get a goal here before this thing gets to about the 15-minute mark. If you can do that, I think you can feel a little bit more confident in your ability to do something in that final 10. But you've got to do something quickly here because, again, you're getting into danger zone right now. And another goal by the Senators, that could be the dagger here this late in the second half.
And one thing I love about soccer is that it is truly unpredictable and anything can happen within just 10 minutes. This game could be 3-3 or 6-0. And so a lot of ground to be made up, but a lot of possibility for this team, Episcopal, and Howell trying to break through. It's going to be cleared out. Number 4, Maggie Ransdell.
So state titles for PCSSD now all rest on here at Robinson, the Senators, as the Maumelle Lady Hornets softball team falls to Benton in softball action 5-2. Had a great season for Coach White and his Lady Hornets. Kind of a, that program was an afterthought a couple of years ago, not winning games at all. And Coach White has come in and done just a phenomenal job for the Hornets. And great run this year. It ends in the semis against Benton. And I said it earlier, I believe Benton is quickly becoming Maumelle's kryptonite. Yeah, we don't talk about Valley View.
I'll leave that between you all.
Actually, I never mind. I'm not going to say that. I'll get in trouble.
Episcopal looking to counter, and it's just, you don't see a lot of momentum from this Episcopal team. I think what they really need is just a chance on goal or a shot.
Boy, if that ball could have ricocheted a different direction, it would have been a huge chance for Episcopal, but instead out with the throw in here.
There's Peyton Barrow again on the interception. She's just been a brick wall on this Robinson defense. It's going to be really hard for Episcopal to crack down on this defense. Thrown in by Cleveland.
It's got to be almost demoralizing at this point if you're Episcopal, because it seems every opportunity they seem to find and get themselves a little bit closer into that scoring zone. It just they're thwarted away by this Senator defense, and you're expending a ton of energy in a very hot day to try to get yourself in position, and you just run into a wall each and every time.
It's really important to go up early in these types of games at this weather and this stage, because it's just going to be a more harder work to try and get back into the game. And so Senator's doing a great job of getting the lead early. Episcopal still trying to find their feet, still trying to make this into an interesting game. They truly need a lifeline here.
Out of play, so throw in here for the Senators.
Falls to Chapman, trying to find that one last pass. And Stover hitting to Howell, and then keeper's going to recover.
From our angle here in the press box, that looked like it had a much better opportunity there to get to the Senator.
I'm telling you, this angle's really deceiving sometimes.
Yes.
It's Barrow to Hunt. As Hunt looks up, trying to find space. Trying to find Stover on that run in, but the keeper's going to collect again. Once again, I think we should give a lot of credit to Episcopal's goalkeeper. She's been saving a lot of really good shots. This game could easily be 7-8 nothing. So she's doing the best that she can. Oh, it's a bit of a challenge behind. Another foul on Barrow.
Yeah, you beat me to it there. I mean, this we could be talking mercy rule territory right now. You think about how good of looks that the Senators had there to open the second half. There was 2 or 3 shots on goal there that could have very easily went in, and a great job by the Lady Wildcat goalkeeper to keep her squad in this currently. And again, we've gotten below the 15-minute mark now. It's still a 3-0 lead for the Lady Senators, and again, I keep saying that desperation mode, but you really are there now if you're the Wildcats.
A little under 15 minutes left to go in the second half. Episcopal needs something, and they need something now. That's looking to be a handball about the 43-yard line. Yeah, Steve, I think you were right in saying one more goal with Senators should be the dagger. right now. Episcopal's goalkeeper has everything to say about that.
So on the baseball side of the thing, Senators threatening in the bottom of the second. Runners at first and second with just one out. Wedgeworth at the plate right now. So that one kicked out, so Senators will get the throw in here.
Higgins to throw. Trying to find Stover in the middle, and it just gets beyond everyone. They're going to have to kick it out.
I'll tell you though, I am going to have a conversation with our friends at the PCSSD maintenance department and figure out this AC in this place because, wow, I almost feel like I need to go outside and let the breeze hit me to cool off a little bit.
Absolutely.
It's stuffy and warm in here without a doubt.
Chapman on the inside, finding Chapman. It's a good shot by Hunt. Once again, another good save from Episcopal's goalie. Once again, we still don't know who that is. And so if anyone in the comments knows, we'd love to find out because she's been playing absolutely amazing.
I really think that's going to be Scarlett Nelson, but 100% assumption. Let me see if anybody's filled us in the comments. I haven't seen we haven't anybody in the comments in this one.
Oh, quite sad.
It is a little disappointing.
That's all right.
But at the same time, you have two schools that literally easy driving distance here, so I would assume that the vast majority of the fans that would be watching.
That's another shot by Chapman, and there it is.
Great job as the Senators may have just stuck that dagger in. 4-0 now. Senators lead as they carry Chapman across the pitch here.
And Lauren Chapman gets her third goal of the day. Hat trick in the state semifinal. That looks really good on paper, especially as a freshman. Steve, I don't know about you, but that is really, really impressive stuff. Really
Very
impressive work. And I do agree with Steve. That could be the dagger for this Episcopal team. With just a little over 10 minutes left to play, it is Senators 4, Episcopal 0.
And I think the big thing now, obviously, Episcopal has to get a goal, down 4-0. But I think even more importantly than that is you just if you're the coach, if your coach Off, I butchered that. I apologize, man. I do apologize. I know I did not do that justice at all. Duke.
Oh,
Off.
Ofoff?
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, Duke, if you watch this back, we're sorry.
I can't imagine we're the first ones to do it, but I do apologize. But what you really want to see out of your ladies here, and again, this is a team, a good number of seniors, but a lot of young players on this roster. You don't want to see this Lady Wildcat team let go of the rope and potentially find themselves in mercy rule territory over the final 11 minutes. Do everything you can. Try to get a goal. Build a little bit of confidence. Because, again, you came into this as a 4 seed in a squad that, maybe a lot of people didn't give a whole lot of hope to get here. And you're here. You've been giant killers throughout. And so keep that confidence and don't let this one get you down.
Absolutely. A lot of room for development here. Only 5 seniors, not downplaying them whatsoever. They're huge parts of this team. 2 captains are seniors. It will be very sad to see them go, but there's a lot of room for development and a great future ahead for this Lady Wildcats team.
And you got to remember, too, you're going to turn around and see this Robinson team, again, twice a year.
Oh, poor guy.
He's reacting exactly how I would have. I'd have just, come on, I'm already sweating hot. Why you got to try to knock me out on top of it?
Once again, another shout out to our referees and officials. I mean, it's brutal out there. Episcopal trying to find something. It's just the crowd not happy, not giving a ton of energy. The ladies just exhausted, fatigued. Third state game in, what,
3 days?
3
yeah.
days.
3 in a row.
This is not easy stuff for any soccer player. It's going to be a couple substitutions, Hal being one of them. Didn't quite, the other one, Chapman, and then another one couldn't quite see. They're going to boot that out.
Attempted that actually. Just about was able to chase that down over there.
You know, couldn't tell if that was intended or just kind of whiffed it a little. Episcopal throw.
That's a hand.
Oh,
right?
goodness. I've seen a few of those in my days in high school, just unintentionally, especially those that don't play a lot of soccer. They'll just throw their hands up automatically.
But she also broke the golden rule and told on herself because, normally
Just
you
a look of
just keep
guilt.
moving. Just keep moving. And instead she hit it and she threw her hands out and she looked straight at the official like, oh, man.
You know, another thing your coaches tell you at this level, play till the whistle.
That's right.
And that's going to go out for a possible goal kick. Yes.
So clock continues to run. 8 minutes to go here from Charlie George Stadium on the campus of Robinson High School. A great day of semifinal actions. The Brooklyn Lady Bearcats punched their ticket this morning with a golden goal victory over the CAC Lady Mustangs. And then the Robinson Senator boys punched their ticket in the match previous to this, also on a golden goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to see another free kick golden goal winner.
No one happier in the building than Will.
And he's not in agreement. Chapman putting on the pressure. And then right there, I think a great shout out to Sophia Hunt, just being an ever-present. Oh,
My
goodness.
goodness.
Just destroyed. Oh, my.
Wow, it looked like a
she's okay.
linebacker.
She looks a little rattled. It looks like Moore has moved up from center back now, looking to play a number 9. And that lady's up now. Glad she's okay.
I don't know that I've seen it hit that hard over the middle since football season. I mean, that was
You didn't
almost
see that in the guys' game.
No. I mean, in football.
Oh, there's another one.
Wow.
The rest has play on. And there's a shot testing the keeper.
In football, that might have been, a personal foul. Hitting a guy that was unable to protect himself. That was a shot given across the middle there.
Lily Martin punting this over to Sophia Hunt. And once again, shouting out Sophia Hunt, just being an ever-present threat to Episcopal's midfield and just putting the pressure on, making great tackles and interceptions. And most importantly, not rushing, checking her head, lifting it up, and finding the open pass and open feet. Gets ahead in the Jean there. Number 13, Caroline Davis, is going to be deflected.
There's a long line of great athletes that have come through Robinson, and I mentioned Marion Harris a bit ago. You've had several guys that have made impacts at all levels. And ladies as well.
Absolutely.
But I am beyond impressed with what I've seen out of Lauren Chapman. She's the one that laid the boom there on that over the middle, and just a freshman, and just impressive. Her physicality, and of course her soccer ability is impressive as well. Oh, what a save.
There it is. Incredible save. Olivia Martin showing why she's a starting keeper for Robinson. Once again, they have a great defense, but even more importantly, an incredible goalkeeper. Only letting in how many goals this whole season?
4, I think, is what we we counted there.
About 4 or 5 goals.
I think 4 since that 1-1 tie they had early in the year. So I think 5 total goals all year.
quite impressive from the keeper at Robinson, Olivia Martin.
And we say that we don't know if Martin was, in the net for those, so could have been goals given up by someone else. You never know. But yeah, I mean, to your point, just a great job. And really, that was Episcopal's best opportunity to score, and they had a couple of great opportunities there right at the net. And so Martin, fearless as she went in and scooped that up.
There's a tackle on Moore. Sophia Hunt being a little bit aggressive. Once again, it's her job.
I love the aggression out of this.
And there she is again. Look at that interception. She keeps control, looking to play it forward. Cosgrove can't quite get on it. It's going to be out for Senator's throw. Yeah, just under 5 minutes left now to play. Is there anything left that these Lady Wildcats can really do to make it an interesting game? And it looks like Chapman's going out now.
Yeah, I've said it a couple times talking about their ability to score goals in a hurry, but a little different animal in this Lady Senator team versus what they dealt with in the Lady Panthers of Magnolia yesterday. Did Episcopal scoring those 3 goals in a minute's time, four goals in an 8-minute stretch. 4 goals in less than 4 minutes is almost impossible. Not impossible, but against this Senator defense, it's got to feel impossible right now.
Mm-hmm. There's Sophia Hunt again, trying to play that ball over to, I believe that's Stover, keeping it in bounds, looking to cross it in.
Starting to see the teams for our final matchup of the day make their way in.
It's Dardanelle and Morrilton.
Yeah, battle of the mascots, as it'll be Sand Lizards versus Devil Dogs in our final matchup. Should be a lot of fun.
Quite an interesting matchup indeed. Who would win in a fight? It's the question.
Man, I don't know. I mean, you'd think maybe the Sand Lizard, because at least they can hide in the sand, whereas
A surprise attack,
But then again, you'd think that the Devil Dogs would bring some heat with them. So
absolutely.
Of course, I have no rooting interest, but I will say that I do love our friends from Morrilton. We've spent a lot of times there. Coach Tipton, the athletic director, has always been great to us throughout basketball and football season when we've made trips there. So do really enjoy our friends up in Morrilton. And always love going there. They have an amazing, I'll tell you, Sam, 2 things about Morrilton. One, their basketball arena is very nice. Beautiful arena.
I've heard good things about their basketball program.
Yeah, it is impressive. Obviously, Joseph Pinion went to Morrilton, made an impact a little bit at Arkansas State. Great player, good kid. But
good stuff.
Number 2 thing, and maybe this should be number 1 as a guy that obviously loves food. Their hospitality is unmatched when it comes to football season. I was so disappointed when they were no longer in our conference because it is. I absolutely love going to Morrilton. The spread that they lay out for you in that press box on any Friday night is just,
man.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
Steve, as myself, a food connoisseur and just eating half of my family's home. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm expensive. It is. I love food, and I would have loved to be able to be at Morrilton and be in that press box.
I'll be honest, there's only been really one other spot I can think of from a food perspective in a press box that's rivaled it, and that was Malvern several years ago when we went down to Malvern during the fall of the pandemic, our first year doing this. And we walked in, and there's this little old lady who had cooked everything. And I'm talking the spread, home cooking, just whatever you could imagine, just unbelievable.
It's one of the best dinners you've had by her age.
Although Clinton was great. I got to give Clinton some credit, too, this year for regionals. I remember, I think it was the Friday we get there, this guy comes walking in, and he's like, "Hey, I'll make a mean barbecue if you'd like me to bring some tomorrow." And they said, "Sure." He wasn't lying. I don't know who this dude was. I don't even know where the barbecue came from, but, man, was it good.
Came from the old burn barrel.
I don't care. I didn't get sick, and it tasted amazing. That's all that matters.
That's the best you can hope for. And now just...
Frying fish for that day.
Yeah. Now, we've been blessed to see a few
Absolutely.
great spots and some great food in what we do. 48 seconds left in this one.
Just a minute. And Senator fans on their feet, shaking all their little toys and their umbrellas, cheering their team on. And it looks like we got both Robinson teams headed to Conway, Arkansas for the state championship next Saturday.
Yeah, you see Coach Escola, his typical mild-mannered self, just kind of strolling the track in front of his tents over there, just mildly clapping. It's seldom you see Coach Escola get too worked up. He's never too high, never too low. And so
Absolutely.
I promise you, they win a state title next week, and we're going to see a different side of Coach Escola.
The cooking side, maybe?
Yeah.
Just wide on the shot. 10 seconds left.
We may have a special treat for you here at the end of this when you guys stay tuned after the
Sopapilla cake.
ticket presentation.
And counting down the seconds now. The Senators start the celebrations. They have booked their ticket to the state finals next Saturday.
Congratulations to the Robinson Senators as the ladies punch their ticket to head to Conway, and Senate will be in session next week as we head to the home of the purple and gray right there in Estes Stadium as the ladies Senators have booked their trip to Conway next week, and they'll play the Brooklyn Lady Bearcats for the 4A state title. I want to say congratulations to the Episcopal Lady Wildcats as well. Great season for them. Great run here at the state tournament. Giant killers, but they ran into a bigger giant in this one. 4-0, the victory for the Lady Senators as they move on to Conway and punch their ticket. This has been the 4A State Soccer Tournament on the Natural State Sports Network, presented by UMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. And Sam, I think you said this is going to be your last one, so we'll get JP up here in a minute. But it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you coming out and stepping up and joining us. And
Been an absolute joy, Steve. Happy to be here.
Don't lose our contact. We may have some spots for you as we get into football season. So
Much appreciated.
Great job by you today. I appreciate you jumping in, and
Thank you,
for the
sir.
first time on a headset, you've done a phenomenal job. So appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
For Avery up there on top, who's braving the elements, although he may be cooler than us at this point. Will Watkins over here on production. I'm Steve Henson. This has been the 4A State Soccer Tournament, brought to you by UAMS Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. One more left. We'll be back in about 15 or so minutes with our final matchup of the day.